The jet is taking off.
We have liftoff.
Well, the Winnipeg Arena is all right.
It's a special night for Winnipeg, a special night for this entire province as the puck is dropped.
For Buffalo, cross ice for Riley, scores!
Mark Shoutley gives the Jets the lead.
The ticket to the Jets game today.
It clearly will be one of the best places to come and watch a National Hockey League game.
The Winnipeg Jets are proud to select from the USHL Youngstown, Kyle Connor.
Jets Fantasy Field Podcast, episode 21. Calling this episode Rocky Balboa. We're never really out of the fight. We're always in it. And the last few games we've been coming back pretty hard. We haven't lost in the third period. Last 4 games that we've been up.
Correct. Bum 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 bum. Sorry. We're still 500. Who'd have believed it?
I wish in this podcast I should make a vid just so everyone can see what Shelly looks like. He looks like that old trainer dude in Rocky Balboa.
Oh, that hurt him.
I know.
Rocky!
Yeah, I know.
I just got compared to Burgess Meredith at 57. That hurt him. He was 88 when he did the movie.
Yeah.
You bastard. Oh.
I can't wait to put a vid out just so everyone can see what I'm dealing with here. It's good. But that's exactly what's happening right now. It seems like we play better from behind. And reasons for this, I thought of a couple. Maybe it's less stress. You're behind. Fuck it. Losing already. Just give my all and see what happens. There's less stress on it. There's a few things that is happening with the team where I can definitely give reasons why we're always playing from behind. Our power play is come to the point where we put Liney on the second power play. You put one of the best shooters in the NHL on your second power play. Might as well call it your second power play, your first power play. Ehlers is on it too. I don't know what to say. I'm not saying he should be on the first power play, but if Liney, if the power play isn't revolved around Liney, that's your fucking first problem.
Yep. Future Hall of Famer, him and Connor. If Kyle Connor and Liney aren't on your first power play unit, then what's really going on here?
Yeah. Is it everyone? The players are getting blamed, the organization, but I think at some point it's coming down to coaching. We talked about this last episode.
We did.
Well, you weren't there, but me and Patty talked about it. Just to keep everyone on the same page here.
There's no bruise on my nuts, but he hooped me in the nuts there.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm just calling it like it is.
Yep.
Right? That's the name of this podcast there. But yeah, no reason for him. We've kind of dipped into it before.
Yep.
It's like the Ovechkin thing. Everyone knows the pass is going there, but you have to open up the play enough that you give Liney that pass and he has an actual shot at the net.
If you can't get Liney and 2 other forwards or 1 other forward and 1D, Bufflin, to rotate out so that it's always a different player in a different spot so they can't fixate on one player, then the coach ain't doing his job.
No. And it's either got to come from Liney or Liney has to be able to have that shot and a fake shot to the point. Lately, Morrissey's been on the top, and I don't disagree with it. I'm happy with him or Pionk being up there. Yeah. I don't really care. I'd prefer a righty, just to feed a righty. So I would prefer Pionk feeding Liney, more so Roslovic feeding Liney, if it's possible.
Nice call.
These are a few problems that I think when you put into play right away, will fix the problem. There's not enough down-low movement to give the high guys enough time. All the power play is a high power play. We give the puck low and then high.
Isn't it too bad that Wheeler isn't in Lowry's body?
They're both 6. What do you do?
One of them plays differently from the other.
Yeah, I don't know. They've tried Wheeler in front of the net. I think it's stupid. When a clear indication that the last couple games, when you put Perreault in the middle, he'll give you a target. You just got to hit it. He'll deflect it in. And he's shown that the last couple games.
True.
Instead of rewarding Perreault with in front of the net power play, like Point, all these players like that, they put him on the highest slot, shooting. I was like, dude, don't get me wrong, he's got a good shot.
But he's got good hands for the
but
deflections.
Not that far out.
Yeah.
He's good in a little closer on the power play.
The high deflection seems to be a play that a lot of the coaches are going with.
But why?
The double
Wheeler's
high
got a good
deflection.
shot from there. Leave Wheeler there. I don't care who you put on the point, Pionk, Morrissey, or Roslovic. Liney on the other side, Pro in the middle, and down low you can have Connor. I don't care if he switches Wheeler on that other spot, but
I do like having Wheeler on the point with whoever the point man is, Morrissey or Pionk, because Wheeler really gets
he's
the
good at shooting those offhand shots. Yeah. Like a lot of righties, Liney, Ovechkin want to shoot from their offside. Wheeler's a really good shot
strong from his right hand side. Yeah, you're right.
He always seems to he's hit a few of those posts this year, like on that top right over the goalies.
Rather hit the net than hit one of the other centermen.
Yeah. Ehlers, we'll get into that.
It was deflected, apparently, but it was still 2 feet wide.
What, when Little got injured there?
Yeah.
Well, in the last podcast, he wasn't even back yet, so...
That guy is unbelievable. He's been injured so many times.
It's so unfortunate.
And he keeps coming back, and I have to give him his dues. He's got what it takes to play for the Jets. He's a tough son of a gun.
His first game back against Los Angeles, he played he had a 50-50 draw, whatever. But he was the difference. He was the difference in the Heritage Classic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to jump into that. Let's leave the Heritage to next segment there. Another point I want to cover here. Obviously, we're going to stop bitching about the power play. There's no point in really talking about it until something gets done. Obviously, the way they've done is clearly an indication that it needs help, and that's exactly the opposite of what you should do. Liney isn't the problem.
No, he's not.
He's the fucking solution.
It helps when you win the draw, and Mr. Scheifele, until recently, has not been winning critical faceoffs.
Okay, even if you lose the draw, you're breaking it out, say, from your end. There's no reason why you can't set up a power play that is healthy, that can at least give a couple shots off. I don't care if he doesn't get 1 or 2 shots every time, but he should be getting every power play line. He should be getting at least 1 shot, and he's not getting any right now.
I don't know. Lately, the entry has actually been looking pretty good to me. They adjust on the fly.
Entry, but they can't set it up to the point where they can give Liney enough time to shoot.
Right.
Why do you think that?
Because Byfuglien isn't on the high point. Let's not talk about Buff, but that when you don't have Byfuglien up there rifling it or Sherratt, it changes the way the other team plays D.
No, sure. The problem is they're not playing enough down low. They play high the whole time, where they give 1 pass down low, they give it right back. The opposing team knows that if their players stay high, they take away the Liney shot. At least give them a couple plays where either Liney doesn't deke, he just slap shots it, get out of my way. If you want to block this, give her. Or 2, a little more down low work. If Scheifele and Wheeler were doing what they were doing last year,
Liney down low, he's got good hands. Yeah.
Then
I would do it.
Move that power play down low and actually get some action from Wheeler, Scheifele doing their thing down low. Connor, I don't care. Do some wraparounds, get some actions, get some tip shots like Pro. I don't care in front of the net. I don't care who is in front of the net, preferably not Wheeler because I like him on the offside there.
Yeah.
But at least get some plays down there and then move it up. Get back up and the odd time go up top. But they're trying the same thing every time. Every team knows.
What's really sad is that Andrew Kopp doesn't have better hands because the way he plays the game would allow him to get these chances. The way he's been playing would put Kopp on the first power play unit.
Shelley's transitioned there, talking about Kopp playing on the power play. That's great. So this is why we have this podcast, for listeners and people like Shelley to understand what is wrong with the team and what can get better. But Kopp being on the power play, great.
Reward the correct way of playing.
Yes, and to a certain point. You have a top 6 that's heavy. You don't need Kopp in it on the power play.
I don't know.
If you want to join the coaching staff,
when you're killing a penalty and you're one of 2D, and you know that this football player on skates is coming at you, he makes a lot of turnovers. I like having Kopp on the first power play unit. Hello, Coach Maurice. This is Shelley the poet telling you get Kopp on the first power play unit.
Great.
See what it does.
So the whole coaching staff at the Jets just shut this off because of that. We're talking about solutions here, and you're talking about putting Kopp on the first
talking about
play.
rewarding.
You're as far as gone as Paul Maurice is right now, as I'm considering.
Hey, Coach Paul's doing a good job, I'm telling you.
All right, we're moving on from that. Not on the power play.
I like Coach Paul, sorry.
Back to our initial point. Power play is not working, and for many reasons, and we're not willing to do.
There's only one reason the power play isn't working. We all know what it is. Let's be nice and say, Wheeler, play on the second play. That's all.
No.
Yeah.
agree to disagree, but no. Liney not shooting on the power play is obviously the problem. Moving on. As you can all tell, that Connor is our favorite player. My favorite player.
Mine too.
Oh,
Hall of Fame.
now he's your favorite player.
Mitch, God rest his soul, Duncan, loved Kyle Connor. And for an American, for Mitch to say he loved an American player, God rest your soul, Mitch. We still miss you, Tomas and I, and Pete. Kyle Connor is a Hall of Fame player. Mitch said it first, and he was right. I see him do things that I haven't seen. This is the best hockey team I've ever seen in Winnipeg. They may not win a cup, and they might barely get in the playoffs, but this is the best hockey team I've ever seen in our city, and we're lucky. We got like 3 Hall of Famers on this team. Connor's one of them, Liney's one, maybe Scheifele, possibly Morrissey, if Morrissey could ever wake the hell up and play, a solid
full game.
Yeah.
He plays though. The boy can play.
Yep.
Connor though, 5 points last 3 games. Probably a big reason why we've come back every game. Anytime we need to play.
Think about
a
where we
goal,
would be if we didn't have Liney and Connor right now.
if we didn't sign them.
5 of 6 points gone. And Huckleberry, Hellebuck, Thunderhawk stole points. This is a good team. We got a goaltending. Top 25 goaltending. That's all you need.
So would you be opposed to trading a forward for a defense?
No. In a second. I just don't want it to be Perreault because Perreault's showing a lot of heart.
Who would, I know
Little!
they just picked
Little!
up Spiza.
Little!
He's in 200 and he's on a non-move. So, Spiza, they picked up. Thoughts on him?
I like him.
You've seen him play
like
for
him.
Vancouver and shit.
I like him.
He's
Solid, dependable, number 5D.
Yeah. I think he's definitely an upgrade from Boteto and a few of the other. He's that bad that I haven't learned how to say his name right because it's not even worth the time of
Pat
learning.
Boutet, I call him Pat Boutetto, Mr. Potato. He's had a few good games, but a lot more not so good games.
No,
My favorite guy lately has been Kulikov. I love the way this Russian guy plays Canadian hockey. That last game, he fumbled the puck away 3 times, almost cost us a goal. Morrissey bailed him out twice, and I was screaming at him, "Way to go, Babbage!" To which a few friends of mine who know what that means thought it was funny. But the guy, he has a heart. I heard the story about how his wife basically hunted him down and recruited him to be her husband. I have respect for a woman like that, actually. And he's a Russian guy who wants to play Canadian hockey. And if Shoveldayoff didn't have him here and Myers, think about where this team would be without Myers the last 2-3 years and Kulikov. Shoveldayoff, you're doing a good job.
Well, he's good. Spiza is one of those players like a Bolio, that can another player that I'm not even gonna learn his name because it's not even worth it. He's gonna be here for a year and gone. Spiza is one of those players that will be here for 2 years because he has a little more. I'm not gonna say upside, but he's a little more. You can trust him a little more, but literally has no upside. You know exactly what you're getting at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year.
I know where this is going, man. Hello, Gabriel Burke. I love the way this guy plays. I'm sorry. He got hurt the other night,
now?
But he turned over the puck 3 times in the neutral zone on a penalty kill.
In which game?
In the Vegas game, where the puck should have come out and it didn't. Just because...
So you're starting to see what I've seen in him.
I affirmed what you said would happen.
Yes. Yep. And it's like, just as I said, he's crash. He's been putting up assists and making those muscle memory plays.
But he finishes his checks.
But if he's making the team, he's like one of the better players right now, I'd say. Which is sad to say. If Bork is leading the charge on your bottom 6, it's not a good thing. It's just not, your players are not clearly finishing checks. If you notice Bork is, and he's been good on the penalty kill.
Oh, true enough. Roslovic, no. Wheeler, maybe. Scheifele, not so much. Yeah, you're right.
More players need to be
finishing their hit.
And just playing. Just try.
It's hockey.
Just
play hockey.
Bork is not good. He's not talented. He's just trying.
I love his heart, man.
So if anyone had a half the heart of Bork, I'm hoping he leads by example, but it's hard. I don't know. He's one of a kind there. You know my thoughts on it. I thought you were gonna take it away here, Sheldon.
Oh no, I was ranting just for the record about how I liked the way he played for like the first 10 games, much like CJ Dr. Seuss, CJ Cease, who isn't up here, much like Knuckles Nogier, who isn't up here, guys who play old school, tough, finisher check, punishment hockey. And we have a few of them here, but a lot of these guys who have the skills, hello, Roslovic and Appleton, who unfortunately hurt his foot being, I don't know, struck by the hockey gods playing football before the outdoor classic in Regina. The Americans think it's funny that we call it Regina because they're all a bunch of frustrated twits.
We're gonna save that bad boy. I guess speaking of being sent up and down, Heinola got sent down playing with the Moose, playing with Sammy Niku.
Nice.
I think that's beneficial at this point. I'd
Agreed.
rather them get 26 minutes a game.
If we're close to a playoff run, if we're close,
then call him back up.
Then those two guys coming up will be the difference because they're both beautiful hockey players.
But why waste a year of his contract on this? He's played his 10 games. Send him down.
Yep, agreed.
Why waste a year salary on this when we're not necessarily going to do anything special?
Agreed.
I think,
and so he's down with the Moose. It's a good move,
and he was getting ice time up here. Yeah. I just think he just needs a little more weight to do what he needs to do. He's smart enough to play up here, but I don't want him to get injured. I think he's too small, and eventually that he might get into a little bit of trouble. So I think getting sent down is, good. Gain the 10, 15 pounds for next year.
I have to add here that the young D don't get hurt if the goalies open their mouths. I'm not happy with Thunderhawk, Hellebuck.
Anyone in that regard.
Or Brossois. They got to be talking to these D so they don't get run so much. Look at Morrissey. The goalies have to talk more. And apparently this Mikhail Burden, he likes to talk to the D. Likes to talk, tell them what's going on. The defensemen love having those eyes in the back of their head.
Yeah, it's important for the D to talk. The center coming back. The bench can even say, "Hey, heads up!" Like, I don't think there's enough of that communication going on.
Agreed.
There's so many young players that's where it comes from. If you have a team of older players, they've been in the league for a while, experienced players that know how important it is for that communication to hear it in the back of the drowning. Like, the fact that no one's doing it means we have a lack of experience, and that's all it is. A bunch of young guys out there kind of like trying to find the rhythm still. The most important part of what we're not doing well is we don't have a rhythm. As soon as we get a rhythm, the other team scores, we lose it. We can't keep a lead, so we can't keep a rhythm, and the game just kind of stops. And we have to build back the momentum. Like, I remember last year when you're going to games, you're feeling the crowd's buzzing. You can tell that they're going to score next, and that rhythm keeps going. The high, but like right now, it's like as soon as
they're waiting for something bad to happen.
It's like everyone's brains are like, oh shit, we know we're gonna get scored. Yeah,
we're Winnipeggers.
We know that.
It can't be this good.
Yeah,
I'm a Winnipegger. Something's gonna go wrong.
So like putting that good energy. Okay, please, anyone going to the games, put some better energy out there. Don't think they're gonna get scored on.
Agreed.
Don't get quiet.
All the fans are sitting on their hands while they're thinking about, I paid $300 for this game.
No, all you can hear is what I was hearing before we started this episode. Charlie, I've never heard him text so fast before. He's learning how to use a cellular device in his old age, and it was impressive to hear him text that fast. And that's all I hear at the Jets games now. Everyone texting, kind of pretending they're there, kind of not. But you paid really good money to see this game, but you don't really want to watch it because they're losing. But they'll come back, don't worry.
Fans, that's what I'm going to call you. There are so many things that I'm not allowed to say right now, and it's very frustrating to be in these shoes. I'm a romantic, and you don't even know 3/4 of the story, and I can't say any of it now. Maybe later when they make the playoffs, I'll tell you. Nice guy. Ambush me.
Well, that's a cliffhanger if I've ever had one. That should put us to the end of segment 1. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, segment 2. If anyone wants to know why Sheldon thinks he's a romantic, he just got on Tinder, and next episode we'll reveal his Tinder for any of those 60-plus ladies out there looking for...
Oh, God, you're a nasty bastard. Wow. Stitches, medic, I'm hurt.
For a good time.
I got sliced.
Shelley stars at Poetry Slam. He's one of the top dogs in the city there.
Just lighting it up for me here, aren't you?
I think you wrote me a poem once too. It was good.
Lyrics. That's all they were.
Yeah, oh, it was good. But
Man. For those of you there out there in Etherland, I'm not bleeding, but I do have a few bruises. Wow.
broken, bruised. Beat. All right. Well, we'll reveal that next episode. Should be pretty hype for you, buddy. Getting pretty fast at texting, learning how to use the phones.
Both my thumbs. Both thumbs.
Shelly's putting himself out there now. It's good for you, man. Hard schedule coming up. Vancouver, Dallas, Colorado, Florida. I put a question mark beside Tampa because they're playing horrible. I don't know if Hedman will be back by then. If he is, we're fucked. Nashville and Dallas. So we're pretty much going to lose the next 6 or 7 games. Unless...
I don't know. I'm thinking we're going 500. I watched Vancouver
Yeah,
as they gave up a 3-0 in overtime because Tyler Myers took out one of his own guys. And it was 3-0. Markstrom was so upset he busted his stick over the net, and he's a Swedish goalie. It had to be bad. I like the Jets' chances with Vancouver. We match up well. We got better goalie, better goaltending.
Pettersson's better than our whole team. Except for Connor.
And Liney. And Scheifele.
No. Pettersson is like a sneaky snake. He's like,
We got
he'll
three
do-
players. We got 3
Have you
players
watched-
better than him. And
Can I ask you something
Our
before you
guys
say
can
that?
take a hit, and Peterson can't take a hit. Even Ehlers can take a hit.
Oh, it doesn't look like he can, but he slithers through it. Can I ask you an honest question?
Yeah,
How much hockey have you seen Pettersson play?
lots.
Like, you watched him
Yeah.
closely.
Yeah,
What did you think of him?
he scares me. He reminds me of Gretzky, actually.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
His IQ, his vision.
He's scary.
He doesn't have to be big.
No.
He slithers through as a plate. He's ahead
smarter.
of the game.
He's smarter than everybody else. Kind of like a couple of guys the Jets have in the minors. Heinola, Niku.
Yeah, he's even smarter. I'd say. He's a good player. We're gonna see. I think Friday there, we'll see what's up.
Yeah.
Besser too. Him passing the puck to him. There's no really way around that. I think the whole team, Miller always played on the third line.
Right.
Whenever he's
Wow.
bumped up to the second line or first, he's
JT
getting the
Miller,
ice time.
third line.
You can actually show what he's meant to do.
Our third line, Kopp, Lowry. I got JT Miller.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, no, he's playing on I think first or second now.
Really?
Well, that's why he's doing good. He thrives with more ice time there. Furlan's out. They got Barchi. I guess he was playing the AHL. I didn't even realize. He was kind of on their top line for a bit last year. He had a really good summer too. Then they got Dallas.
Apparently not as good as Kuznetsov, though.
No, apparently not. He's playing
Nice.
good though. Dallas is coming up too. They're-
Surprising. I expect them to do way better
Yeah.
than what they're doing now.
Rube Hintz has been my sleeper since last playoffs. He's coming through for me. Him and Konechny just lighting it up.
The team that scares me actually is Arizona. Tough to play against.
Yeah, that game,
Tough to play
me and
against.
Patty were talking about that. They can hold the lead. If they score 2 goals, they'll win the game. If they score 3, it's a guarantee.
You have to love a team on which every player is scared of the coach pounding them after the game.
There's something going
Let's
on.
talk it. Yeah.
He's got a system down. Like, they do not fuck up. But they're boring to watch. They were like kind of like a Nashville. Get up a goal or two.
Yep.
Play the trap. Dump and chase.
About 3 years ago.
Grind it out.
Yep.
I hate watching those games. Fucking hate watching.
If you got goaltending,
Arizona.
you can win.
Yeah, because he knows where the shot's coming from too, right? They got that system down. But it seemed like anytime they would try dumping the puck, there'd be 3 guys on. Anytime they'd try going and making a pass, there'd be 3 guys on that pass. Like, his defense structure is like pretty top notch.
Yep.
They're doing something where it's like eventually when you come to playoffs, coach has a week to catch the videos of the other coach. They'll find out what Rick Tockett's doing.
Yep.
And I don't think it's really shut downable unless you're up goals. So unless you have a good start, you're the first goal, second goal, and you're playing ahead of Arizona, I think that's the only way you'll beat them. But if Arizona scores first or second, they're more patient.
Yep.
Play their system. Do a dump and chase too.
Yep.
play a certain lock.
That's where I wonder. A lot of people are down on Coach Maurice, but I actually think lately I've seen evidence that he's out coaching other coaches. He's been out coached by the other guys. I look at what's been happening to his roster, and it seems to me Coach Maurice is doing a pretty good job.
All right, I'd have to totally disagree only because the power play is the name, right? I don't know exactly if it's his project or the assistant coach. What I've heard is it's assistant coach for penalty kill and power play. So this isn't maybe on Maurice, so I don't want to throw him under the bus for that. That's my only problem with the team.
Cool.
I like how straight edge he is, and after the game with interviews and the questions he gets asked, he says it like it is. When an unnamed person took a high stick in the Heritage Classic, the explanation was he was hunching over, and like Maurice just says it like it is. And I think
if you're a player, do you want to coach like Paul? Absolutely.
Well, I think with Paul too, like a lot of teams get bored of certain coaches coming in. You got Boudreaux telling you what to do. It's like, dude, you can't even skate.
McLeod.
Yeah. But you got a dude that's been around the league for a while, where somehow every year he seems to be able to get his message out.
Blake Wheeler said he was the best coach he has ever had, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah. As a captain, you kind of have to say that.
Yeah.
But
you're not going to give Blake a pass, eh?
No, I am, because
and I'm his harshest critic.
No, as harsh as I am, I think that the team is responding to what he's trying to sell. If a coach is selling some biznash and people aren't buying it, you can tell on the ice. I'm not saying that's what's happening this year. I just think we're too small in the back end. The special teams aren't working, and our shooting percent is way down.
Our penalty kill is not great. People say, we're giving up 45 shots a game. I said, we had 5 penalties. That's 10 shots, 15 shots. You got to take that off.
Yeah, and we'll start burying them too. Like, our shooting percent's way down. And like, even Connor, he's playing really good, but his shooting percent's 8 right now. It was 15, 16 the last 3 years.
You know, that one game he should have had 5 goals against
and they'll
San
come.
Jose. And
they'll come.
Yeah.
They'll for sure
he's
come.
a beautiful hockey player, man. Things he does with the puck, and him and Ehlers.
Yeah.
Tell me this: why isn't Scheifele playing with Laine and Ehlers? Why is that?
No, I haven't really.
When they were together 2 years ago, they lit it up for like 20 games, 10, 15 games. And then all of a sudden, it's almost like somebody phoned somebody and said, get them off the ice. They're making everybody look bad, because they were making everybody look bad.
I know, but with what Laine said in the offseason, that he didn't want to play with Little or Ehlers, that's why they're not playing together. It's awkward. I think Ehlers in the back of his head's going to be like, I'm going to set Laine up here. No, I'm going to take it to the net. You're not fast enough to catch up.
He didn't say Ehlers. He just said Little.
No.
And he didn't even say the words.
There was Little. Maybe some.
Not Ehlers. No, he wants to play with Ehlers. He doesn't want to play with Wheeler.
No.
Yes.
I wasn't there to translate what his Finnish words were to that, but from my understanding, he called out Little and Ehlers. And
just
why he called them out is the 100 whatever goals he has the last couple of years. Little and Ehlers only had a primary assist on 12 of them. It means he's working for them. He's doing them. They're nothing to do with them. It's on the power play or when he's playing with Laine and Scheifele.
That is actually why they might miss Bufflin, because Bufflin's the missing link. Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, would you rather Ehlers, who is way too fast for that line, or Ehlers play with like a Connor Scheifele who can keep up, and then you got a Laine, a Roslovic, and people are at the same speed, so that they can actually keep up.
Roslovic thinks he's better than he actually is. I want to see Scheifele.
Is that a bad thing? Having the confidence that Roslovic does?
It's not that. It's arrogance. Confidence is different from arrogance. Roslovic actually believes he's better than he is. I thought Wheeler would have helped him with that by now, but it's not happening.
Yeah, he wanted to move up too quick. He was demanding top 6 ice time, and they needed their wing heavy. They need a center, a second. So they tried putting him on the second line center a bit last year, and it was a fucking horror show. He cannot play center, and that's what he got drafted as. I'm pretty sure. Like, he's supposed to play center. He can. Don't get me wrong in the offense, but defensively, he's not a center. Like, it's been shown many times that
defensively he may not even be a winger.
No. That's a problem. It's
it's
too
a
bad
problem.
to see because his
Because he's so
offensive
gifted.
skills. Yeah,
He's so gifted in the other zone.
yeah. So
Like Connor.
won't
By the
be-
way, Connor's defensive game has not been stellar, but it's getting better.
I don't care at this point. You're getting those plays. You're making those clutch.
Have you seen the hands on that guy? It scares me what he does.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be. I guess
Hall of Fame.
how
He's
many
a Hall
points?
of Fame.
How many points this year?
Connor?
Yeah, we had a prediction before the season started.
Oh,
too.
we did. I think 85.
Yeah, that's a good
Nice.
prediction.
Nice.
But it's those clutch times that you need them. You're
Like that
down by a
overtime.
goal.
Like that
He'll
overtime.
tie it up.
Yeah.
You need a goal in overtime. He'll score it.
He's a Hall of Fame player. We got a Hall of Fame player here in Winnipeg, and it ain't Dale Howardchuk. His name's
He
Kyle
doesn't get
Connor.
nervous in those moments, man.
He loves it.
A lot of players, and they're really good until it comes to that moment, the shootout.
They tense up. He
Yeah.
relaxes. Yep.
Well, reverting back to the shootout, how about that Edmonton game?
As a Winnipegger, I'm always happy when we beat Edmonton in anything. Football, hockey, soccer, whatever. I strongly disapprove of Edmundchuk.
Yeah, Hellebuck kind of stole the show.
Thank God.
28 saves.
Wait, how many people
He
here
didn't
after
even let any
20
goals
games?
in the shootout.
No, he didn't. How many people after 10, 15 games are going to say Hellebuck was the reason we were still 500? Well, it's true. Hellebuck is doing exactly what we had hoped he would. And here's the thing. We got a goalie coming up in the minors. His name is Mikhail Burden. He's like the next Bennington. So there's lots of goaltending between him, Broswat, and Mikhail and Huckleberry, Thunderhawk, whatever. We got good goaltending. The problem right now is the D. We don't have the D. We all know it. We said it was going to happen. Oh, yeah, we lost Sherratt, Myers, and Buff.
But yeah, going back to the game, Edmonton game, thoughts? Hellebuck, obviously huge shutout, didn't let any goals in the shootout either. Shutting down, if not arguably the best player in the league, McDavid. Obviously, Draisaitl been playing amazing too. To be able to shut those guys down and show that they can play a full game and pull out with a win is a huge, I think,
There was
stepping stone.
champagne corks popping. It was Edmonton with Connor McChicken, and we beat them. There was champagne flowing in Winnipeg. There's a lot of us have been around a while. We remember how bad it was when Edmonton kicked our ass over and over. Hang on.
I heard about what was like, what's it? Dale,
Howard Chuck
yes, cross-checked in the ribs.
by Jamie McCowan with Calgary Flames. What an ass to remember that.
Ruined your
Ruined our Stanley Cup run.
won the first series and then couldn't get past Edmonton because he was out.
Dale Howard Chuck, I loved him because he came from Cornwall via Toronto, and he told people here he loved the Guess Who. Burton Cummings, the Guess Who, all the songs I grew up loving from the Prairie, he loved them. While he was growing up in Ontario and Toronto, he loved the Guess Who. So Dale Howard Chuck was always good with me because he loved the Guess Who.
Nice little shout out to him. We don't talk about the oldies enough as we should, I think.
There's that word again.
That's why I brought you
Oldies.
on the cast to talk about these.
I'm the link to the
Talk
past.
about our
I'm the
dynasty.
60s guy. Yeah. God, I tell these stories to a good friend of mine who used to play, whose name I can't say, and he laughs. I tell him these stories about stuff that happened at the arena. He remembers them because though I couldn't play, I was still there. I tried. Andrew McBain in particular, who I screamed, "Go for a lefty, Andy," and he told me to fuck off, and the whole bench started to laugh because he missed 3 open nets in one shift. He still remembered that. He said, "That was you?" I said, "Yeah, that was me."
That's awesome. Well, history.
Legacies.
Yes. Well, legends too. I would want to say.
I'm okay with it.
Winnipeg, Los Angeles, LA, 41 shots. Winnipeg, 28 shots. Lost 3-2. Oilers had another multi-point game.
Beautiful game by Oilers.
What do we think of Hellebuck? A lot of people think in the 41 shots he played a good game. I think he got lucky. There's that one shot in the air where he was sideways looking in the air. At least square out to the net and look around you. or drop on the puck. The fact that you're standing beside the net sideways, it's not.
No, you're right. No, you're right. I counted in
You
the
saw you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about, right?
Yeah, when your body is spinning around and you don't know where the puck is.
You're looking
it's
up
not
at
good.
the air.
If you're looking at the backboards
And
for
you're
the puck,
sideways. I don't care if you're looking for the puck. Get in the fucking net and square up.
your first instinct should be get back to the pipes. If you
Yeah.
don't know where the puck is, get back to the pipes.
I think that was Morrissey that swatted it out of the net. It could have been a clear goal. I wish it almost went in to see the highlight of that. But it didn't. It didn't matter anyways. But the fact that he was looking up and sideways, not parallel.
Hey, how about Josh Morrissey locking up for 7 years to be here in Dub City?
Yeah, pretty big steal there. I think he's worth a little more than what he signed for. I think he could have gotten about an 8 or 9 on the market, considering Trouba got 8.
Maybe True North does reward loyalty.
Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting to win out of that game. If we're gonna win against anyone, it's got to be those kind of teams.
Well, a point is a point is a point.
There's no point there. I'm pretty sure it's just a loss, though, right?
Who? LA?
Yeah, it was just 3-2. Just a 3-2. I noticed Wheeler was kind of losing some confidence there. Seemed like he was playing hard, but he wasn't really clicking on anything. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or he seems to do this every year where he's looking like he's trying hard, but he's not actually producing.
It's the other team. They coach. They say, hey, look, if when he's going to the boards in this position, if you whack him on the back of the stick, he'll do this, and then when he turns around, you can take the puck off. Happens all the time. It's coaching.
So if you know that, why
put him out there?
No, well, why wouldn't every team do that then? You think LA's coach is good enough to know that?
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to disagree.
No way. You're not agreeing with me? Hey, Celine, he's not agreeing with me.
That's why I brought you on this podcast to argue. Man, you're going to work?
Yes.
All right. Text when you get there. Okay.
What was that other thing you were going to say to her?
Oh, yeah. Love you.
Nice. Nice.
Missing something. But yeah, no,
See you,
overall
Slim.
trash game. It's not even worth talking about.
Drive safe.
Let's be right back. I'm gonna grab another beer and we'll jump right into this Heritage Classic there. Welcome back, segment 3. We're gonna be ripping right into the Heritage Classic 28th official outdoor game, 5th Heritage Classic. Any thoughts on it? It's how I prefer to play. If I could play with what I pay right now in the city for beer league, it's shit. Fucking it's more than $20. You get 12-minute periods.
Yep.
And when you take a couple penalties in the period, you're getting about 4 to 6 minute ice time a game for $20. You old people have it figured out. Play at the Marion sometime. It's $5, hour and a half. We get 2 beers, and you rip for an hour and a half.
That's it.
Playing with a bunch of older dudes, you get more ice time too because you all are tired and shit. So, but you have it figured out. The praise.
Suck and win. Suck and win, too, just for the record.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fun playing with you guys. It's funny. Everyone has their chirps. There's 2 people out there that look like Santa when we play. Shelly might be one of them. Shelly always bitches at these people for doing the wrong thing.
He just put me in the boat with Chloe.
And it's like, dude, everyone's thinking in their head, it's like, it's shinny, man. Give me a break. I'm sorry I missed that pass. Or like, you expect way too much out of what the hockey is to offer.
That's true.
It's funny because everyone's like, Shelly, shut up. Or
Relax. It's not fucking live, Shelly. It's just a game.
Yeah. Just play more and chirp less. Like, I like your chirps, but you take them too serious. You gotta you chill on those chirps, but like in a funny way.
If I had $1 for every person who said I talk too much, I'd be very wealthy by now.
Talk less, play more. Okay. Even Friday nights, I've been going out for a rip. It's like an hour for $10, and like, it's cheap. Like that's the way to do it in the city. But outdoor, I would say, is still my favorite. Get to play 3 or 4 hours outside. We'll have our goalie come out sometimes. Local rinks in the area. Pretty good. Norbury is really nice.
You know what? Christmas
What's
Day.
that street? Wellington? They have that rink off Wellington and St. Vital there too. Really good rink. It's kind of like near Norbury. Dakota, I used to play there, but Johnny Taves donated a couple mil to Dakota last year.
Glenlee.
Yeah, Glenlee. Yeah, Glenlee. It's really good.
Yeah,
I
very
got
nice.
his Zamboni out there and stuff.
Yeah, it's got a nice feel, Glenlee. It's like my old neighborhood. Victoria Community Club, home of many players.
Nice.
Old Fort Garry, West Fort Garry.
No, we ripped on Dakota a few times, and everyone was praising Taves because he donated $2 million,
Yeah.
but he actually took away the ice with that because they built another ice like rink inside there. So I can't play hockey there anymore. So that's just me being selfish.
But they built an indoor field.
Damn
house.
you, Taves, donating that $2 million, and now I can't play hockey at Dakota outside anymore.
Captain Serious.
But it's there's nothing better. If you're bringing a beer, you're bringing in a pop, you stick it in the snow, it's getting slushy. It tastes better. The puck hurts more.
I forgot.
You have more ice time.
We played there a lot. I forgot about that with Sean too.
The feeling too. Tell me when like it's snowing outside.
It's magical. Yeah.
It is. There's nothing better than you.
It's like when I was in Thunder Bay. I remember it well. Thunder Bay was another magical place because it wasn't as cold. So when it snowed, it was actually kind of nice. Here, when it snows, it's usually howling out of the north, and you have to have toques and everything on. But we still played outside because here in Manitoba, we're tougher than the Southern Ontario types, except for the McGinns, I guess,
Saskatchewan
and
too.
the Stalls from Thunder Bay.
Speaking of, I guess, playing outside there, Saskatchewan, 516 players that played in the NHL were born in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
I believe they put the Heritage Classic in Regina because it's right in the middle of Winnipeg and Calgary.
Yep.
There is more of a Winnipeg presence because it's only 5.5 hours compared to the 8 hours from Calgary.
Yep.
But right in the middle. So apparently the washrooms were filled in the game because it was -8. People didn't dress up accordingly. Got -10 in the third. And people were watching or missing the game from the bathroom trying to warm up. So huge
Sounds like a
waste of
Bomber
money.
playoff game in the 80s to me.
Yeah, huge waste of money. Like, if you're paying that much money at a chance like that, go fucking dress up. It's outside. What do you expect? Like, wear a toque, wear your shit. It's windy. Dress up next time, folks.
Well, True North probably did okay. I heard a variety of announced attendances from 38 to 40 to 32 to 33. 33 seemed to be the final accepted number. It wasn't a sellout, but that's okay. True North made their money, and the Jets won 2 points in a game that they very much needed. Thank God the hockey gods smiled on Morrissey, because they have not been smiling on him. He's been struggling quite a bit.
Well, and I think what happens too is when people are like directing that energy for you to do good, you do good. His whole family was there. His grandparents didn't really get to watch him as much growing up, and they were all there watching him. So I think they were manifesting that energy. I'm not religious, but the whole energy thing does make sense. They wanted him to score and do good, and he did.
And Josh Morrissey's dad is from Regina. This was a big deal for him. And
Yeah.
he delivered. We don't say much about it here because we're not allowed to celebrate too much here in Winnipeg. But by the way, the Bombers and the Jets, lunch bucket, hard-working, tough, resilient teams. Guess what? St. Louis proved, oh yeah, you can win a cup with a team like that. So don't give up, people. Even though we don't have the D, and Bufflin apparently has made some judgment mistakes. This is a good team here. Not a great team, but a good team. And if the hockey gods are nice and Knuckles Nogier can make it into the lineup with Stanley.
Shelly, question.
Yeah.
How good do you think it is for the league to have an outdoor game in Regina?
It's a statement about how desperate they are. How's that?
Do you think someday they could have a team in Saskatchewan?
Well,
Regina.
while Bill Hunter thought about putting a team halfway between Saskatoon and Regina, and he was so far ahead of his time, he's the original owner of the Oilers before Pocklington, the car salesman. Who owns the Jets now? Oh yeah, a car salesman. Not a good sign. But hockey is Manitoba and Saskatchewan and maybe Northwest Ontario.
So do you think someday there will be a team there?
Yes.
And do you think they would sell out every game?
Yes.
Absolutely. There's nothing to fucking do there.
Farmers have money.
They do. There's nothing to do there in the winter. They're
Agreed.
busy in the summer. Winter comes, there's nothing to do. Like, literally nothing to do.
The Wilcox Jackfish. Sorry, Father Bauer. Fuck you.
Okay, name 2 players in the NHL from Saskatchewan.
Oh, right away?
Yeah.
Gordie Howe?
You mean Wendell Clark?
And Wendell Clark.
I think you meant Wendell Clark.
Wendell Clark and Gordie Howe. That was beautiful. Thank you, man. I was going to say Rod
I'm
Brindamore.
pretty sure Howe wasn't.
Gordie Howe's from
Really?
Saskatchewan, yeah.
All right. I don't think he was. We'll check that out for next
Oh,
epi.
no.
I'm gonna call you on it.
For those of you who are listening, this is where Shelley gets to be the wise guy.
I think Shelley meant to say Clark. Marlowe, Getzlaff, Dumba, Eberle, Kunitz, Kempfer, goalie from Arizona, Dubnyk, Holtby. Produced a bunch of goalies. Some weird people there. And goalies, if everyone knows, are not your normal player there.
Nope. March to their own.
How, eh?
Yes. Floral, Saskatchewan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. You'll have to call me that on that next episode. Getting back to the game, though. Thoughts? Obviously, Friday night's practice wasn't as good. Ice was a little bumpy. First couple periods, it was only -8, which is still cold enough for the game. It was snowing. It was beautiful out, but the puck was getting stuck behind the net and around the boards a bit. The game kind of, as we expected, would be a low-scoring game.
Watching Johnny Gaudreau bust in on a 2-on-1 and lose the puck to a snowplow, that was tough to see.
Yeah.
Johnny Gaudreau, he hated that ice.
I think ever since last year in the playoffs, Colorado ruined his confidence. He had 3 breakaways, no goals. And ever since then, he hasn't been the same player. He hasn't had the confidence he had last year until he starts breaking out. But I think Colorado's combash.
I have to say, having Lucic on the same line with Gaudreau makes Gaudreau feel a lot more confident. I like that. I like that move a lot.
Yep. I think once they
You
start
got to
break out
protect
a
your
little-
guys. You got to protect your guys. Oh, by the way, Lowry went toe-to-toe with Reeves.
Yeah, we should talk. Let's that's coming up here. Any more thoughts on the Heritage game?
2 points is 2 points.
Low score expected first and second period. You can't really play hockey the way it's supposed to. But in the third period, temperature dropped down to -10. Ice conditions were perfect. A lot of players were saying in the third period that was the best outdoor
Ice they'd ever seen.
expectations they've ever seen. So Winnipeg took over the third. There was no really debate on the game. 45 shots to 30.
We have more talent than
Most
Calgary.
of them came in the third.
Yes.
And
we have more talent than Calgary.
And it showed. Little, his second game back after injury. Connor with the huge, beautiful feed to Little in overtime to win. I think everyone going to the game would have been super excited that weren't in the washroom.
How lucky are we in Winnipeg to have Kyle Connor? Mm-hmm. It reminds me of when Howard Chuck was here. He can do things that I've never seen done before.
Yeah, he's a beaut. He's definitely going to be my favorite player for the next couple of years. That's why he's the last thing on our intro song.
Yep.
Trying to emphasize his shit this year. Moving on to the, I guess on a not as better note, the Anaheim game. 7-4 loss Tuesday there. Spiza, speaking of our latest pickup, was debating on going to Anaheim or Winnipeg. So it was kind of a weird game for him because he was playing Anaheim and it was either them or us, and it looks like he chose the wrong team.
Oh. You know what, guys? Just because it's California doesn't mean Winnipeg ain't better. If you like hockey, where do you want to play? In a place where the fans all know the game, or in a place where they don't give a rat's ass about it?
I don't know, man. He's, maybe to stay out of more trouble here, but my highlight of the game, what's another word for this? What's the opposite of a highlight? Tucker Poolman on, I would say, 4 plays. It was his direct fault of why they scored. He was a -5 in the game. Yeah. 14 minutes and only 14 minutes of ice time. Seemed like everything he could have done wrong, he did wrong. He didn't take the guy away. I know everyone has off nights, but it was a direct impact of him not taking his guy out, him not watching his guy, him either chipping in too early,
NCAA in the NHL.
pinching in when he shouldn't be, when he's the last man back, and obviously not quick enough to pick the other people up. I think he was by far the worst player. I think if he wasn't in the game, that's -5 right there. Winnipeg would have won 4-3. 7 goals for Anaheim. 4-2, sorry. And it comes.
I actually like the way they played. They lost.
But he was horrible.
I know.
They played good, but Poolman was why they lost. And it should never be one player. A -3, you would get chipped and reamed out years ago. A -5 is with only 14 minutes. If you're 20 minutes, 22 minutes, you get a -5. You're playing the whole game, obviously. You're not even playing much, and you're a -5. It's like every time the coach put him on, he fucked up. And I don't think there's, like, people have their off nights against good teams. Anaheim is a really good defensive team. They have a few, Comtois, Terry,
Pullman
Getzlaff.
shouldn't be playing with Morrissey ever.
No. And Hellebuck, I'm not saying it's all Pullman's fault.
Two softies by Huckleberry.
Yeah, but if Pullman played some D, he wouldn't have to get in that. Hellebuck only had a 7.37 save percent that game. 14 saves on 19 shots is not ideal, but if Pullman actually played some defense in front of him, he wouldn't be in that position to have Brossois come in.
True.
Brossois saved 6 out of 7 shots. Not the best either, but
Not bad, though.
a little better. Connor, 2 assists still. He's coming to play every game. CJ Seiss got called up only to play 6 minutes. How the fuck do you look at a player? Oh, yeah, let's bring up Dr. Seiss.
Doc
and,
Seuss.
Yeah, I was trying to get your reference in
Doc
there, Shelby.
Seuss.
And only give him 6 minutes of ice time. Do you think that's enough ice time for a good enough
No,
look?
it's not. And sometimes I'm not sure I understand our coach, except to say that when push comes to shove, he goes with the veterans no matter what. And where I come from, if a guy has the magic touch or seems to have it together or
Let him play.
let him go. Like Roslovic, even though he doesn't play great D, when he's in the offensive zone with the puck, nobody can take it away from him.
Man, don't call CJ up to play 6 minutes. Give him
Agreed.
8 or 9. And that's not a lot of minutes. See what he's got. Morrissey's leading ice time. Nothing wrong with that. Ehlers played good too. But overall, just shit show. Pullman wasn't playing. We wouldn't have lost that game. And it comes back to our defense of, is it Pullman's fault?
No.
Yes and no. You jump to the no.
No.
I like it. I'm jumping to the middle
I
because
play D.
because
it's
he's-
always the forward's fault.
he's at best a third line
A
defense.
third pairing.
And when he's playing the first or second line, like he was that game,
Not good.
you're going to get a -5 from him because he's a third line, if not 7th string defense. The minutes he played,
I agree.
his minutes should have been 7 or 8 minutes. The minute he made those fuck ups, it was -2 and 3. Bench him, sit him. He's not coming to play. A coach has to be able to be like, obviously this guy's an off night. I'm going to play somebody else. I'm going to play another forward in a position and give CJ Seiss more time. Or I'm going to put 5 forwards on the power play and give the defense some rest. We'll run 5D. That's something that we haven't seen this year yet, but we will.
5D.
Mark
The
my
5D.
words.
Yeah.
When
The
we're
5D
saying,
model. Yeah.
when we're saying our power play isn't working and we're playing 7 fucking defense,
Take 2 out. Yeah.
at least one more. Play 6 defense, and if we're not playing a D on the power play, which I think will save our power play, unless it's Pionk or Morrissey, they're doing okay, but you can't expect them to do 26 minutes a game. You can't expect them to do power play,
25.
penalty kill, and then even strength all the time. Save their energy for even strength. You have enough forward depth that you're looking to where put Roslovic, put him on the fucking point. Put Wheeler on the point. Put somebody on the point that can run a power play.
Put somebody up there with some hands.
And a passing ability, Roslovic, that can pass to Liney and set him up. Who's your best passer? I'm not going to even... we're not even going to talk about
Nice.
power play. We've talked about it enough. We've got our point across there. And Anaheim, shout out to Gibson.
Yep.
Patty fucking convinced me to take Gibson off my fucking goalie list.
Oh, no.
I'm biting myself in the ass for it.
Oh, no.
I've just seen him play. I know how good he is. Like,
Yep. You've seen him
even if
before,
the team
and
is
you went
shit.
against your
Yeah.
gut instinct.
So thanks, Patty, for convincing me to take him off my goalie list. That's great. Moving on to the San Jose game. 53 shots for San Jose, 19 for Winnipeg. Our face-off percent was 44. No power plays.
They had no business winning that game except for King Thunderhawk.
Yeah.
Stole the game. And the hockey gods who told Evander Kane, no, you do not get to be rewarded.
And that's funny going into the game because I'm pretty sure I bet on Winnipeg, not thinking it would have been those kind of shot ratios. I bet on Winnipeg thinking they would have been about even shots.
Yeah.
And,
30,
and
30,
playing
30.
a little better. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with San Jose, but the whole start of the year, they have all this offensive power. It's evenly distributed. They play it to a T, and it's just not clicking.
You
it's
should
not
know.
working.
You're younger than me.
It's not
Thornton
working.
and Marlowe and Carlson and Burns, they're older. And now it's a young man's game, like you said. The Jets need to get the young guys up, get the young guys in. And San Jose shows it. The young guys beat them.
They don't have any crazy fucks like Pavelski standing in the point in the power play.
When
The
you
amount of
trade
pucks that whizzed by Pavelski's head, he got hit in a few last year in the face in playoffs. You got to have somebody pretty brave and willing to stand in the net like that.
It's not just that. He's a good hockey player all the way around. When you let a guy like Pavelski go from your team, what are you telling all the other players?
And for the number they did.
Yeah.
You signed LeBlanc for $1 million, and you can't afford to re-sign Pavelski after that.
Where would the Jets be if we had Sherratt?
They just no one. Who do you think their best players in front of the net? San Jose. They don't have anyone.
No one.
All their players are wingers. LeBlanc, Meyer, Couture even better from the outside.
Yep.
Kane, he's a winger. Like, they have no one to stand in front of the net. I'm not going to stand in front of the net if Burns is shooting. I'm crazy. Like, Carlson, too, is just not breaking it out. Like, the whole team, it's so funny because even with how good their team is, their goalie is so horrible. Patty was trying to explain Jones is going to get good numbers because of his team, and his team will carry him. That's not how the league works. You have to have a good goalie. Doesn't matter if you have a good team or not. If
Goalie carries the team.
Yep.
Team doesn't carry the goalie.
Yeah, it's a San Jose or St. Louis, sorry, kind of outlook now. You
Yes.
can't really expect if you don't have a good goalie to go far. There's going to be playoff games where you're only going to score one or twice, and your goalie's going to grind you out that win. And that's not happening in San Jose. I was actually going to think it was like more of a 5-2 game for Winnipeg. The fact that San Jose outplayed Winnipeg is another sign that we're fucked.
Yep.
There's no way, like, out of all San Jose games in the last like 10 of them,
Yep.
they only outshot Winnipeg. That was it. Like, they're not playing good. I didn't expect them to do good, so the fact that we won that game is like a whatever. It's good for Hellebuck. It's good for the team, but at the end of the day, it's like I was expecting us to win by a little more with how bad they're playing and how shitty their goalie is. We can only get 3 goals on San Jose. It's
Well, excuse me. In a 7-game series, you have to wonder if we could have beat that team.
absolutely last year, absolutely. I think anyone that won, it's arguably that anyone that won that San Jose or St. Louis series, St. Louis and Winnipeg could have went and won it all. Anyone that won that Dallas and St. Louis series too. I feel like if Dallas won that series, they could have went the whole way too.
Yep.
Any
Yep.
man's game. Tampa's out first round. Everyone's thinking, okay, Tampa's out.
We could win.
That means we have a chance.
Yep.
It's not like Washington was out or Carolina. It's like, dude, Tampa's killed the league. They're out. It's anyone's game.
Yep.
And everyone had that in the back of their head.
Yep.
St. Louis came on top just because kind of grinded it out a little more. I think they got a few bounces too. I thought Dallas was the better team, and I thought Winnipeg was a better team.
Can't figure out Dallas right now, underachieving as they are. Doesn't make sense.
Well,
Oh,
they
wait.
haven't their last 4 games. They've won
Ben.
the last 4.
Yep, Ben. He's moody.
Well, it's Hintz, man. Like, he's leading the charge, man. He's leading them in scoring. He's only
Hintz?
yeah.
Nice call.
Oh yeah, called that at the beginning of the year. He's watching him last playoffs. He's a 2015
Nice
draft
call.
pick.
Yeah, you liked him.
He's fast. He's smart. He gets those goals where he's not necessarily sniping, but he'll come in with such speed and just throw it between the goalie's legs. They're backing up and shit. He can time it really well.
Yeah, he's like a Gunsel
Yeah.
with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's
Nice call.
really smart player. I like what I
call.
see from him. We're playing them soon, so everyone will find out how good Hintz is.
We'll find out who good the Jets D are.
we play them a couple times coming up. We play them in 2 games and 4 games after that, so it'll be interesting. Vegas, I wanted to dip right into this. This is my favorite part
Yep.
of what I wanted to talk about. Lowry getting the helmet after the game. Huge hit. I think it was high. I don't think he meant to hit Tuck in the head, but he did. He crunched
You
him
know
on
what? I'm getting tired of these guys who are tough guys hiding by the boards and turning their back on guys they know are coming at them.
I think that's exactly what happened. So I think Lowry coming in, he could have taken some off the hit, but I think Tuck.
But why should he? Yeah,
But
Lowry's
could've-
the real deal. Lowry is not dirty. He's not a backstabber. He plays honest two-way hockey the real way. And when challenged by the toughest guy in the NHL, Willie Reeves' kid, Ryan, he said, "No, I got this," and he handled himself. Why? Because his dad trained him and got him to learn how to fight. He has karate, he has boxing, and Gary Roberts. If you're a father and you want your kid to play in the Western League, you got to make sure he can protect himself. And Lowry should have the C on his sweater, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but a C is a representation of your team
It's a leadership.
on and off the ice.
Off the ice, well, maybe.
So I don't think the off ice adds up to give him the C. I think the on ice is close. I'd still give it to Connor, but
No argument there. Kyle Connor is a Hall of Famer. Why would I argue with that?
But
And
he
he's an
doesn't like-
American, and I'm still liking him.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's,
I like Kyle Connor is once in a lifetime.
or Morrissey. Like I'd want to see even on Morrissey. You know, you're gonna build a team around him. He's gonna be around here for a while, and he just gets better every game.
Morrissey needs goalies who talk to him.
He's too
goalies.
modest, man.
Yeah, he is. But the goalies need to talk to him a little bit.
Yeah,
Power left, power right, so he doesn't get drilled into the boards like Toby.
man. I put that Reeves and Lowry fight. It was funny because like Lowry like came into the draw. Reeves doesn't take draws, so as soon as Reeves came into the draw, both refs went and were talking about it. Like, well,
What's
should we
going
let
on?
them draw? And like everyone knew what was happening. As soon as they dropped the puck, I'm pretty sure. Well, Reeves didn't even try. He let Lowry finally win a draw, and and when he did, it was just bang bang. Like I watched it in slow motion, and I would have to give Lowry the win on that fight. And it's a lot coming from someone that's probably about 20, 30 pounds on you. And
You know
that,
what was
that
good about
slow
that?
motion, that right hand punch, he caught Reeves, and
As soon as he got the sweater over his head and his helmet off, the truth is he tried to drive his head into the ice. That was where I realized his dad's karate training and his boxing proved to be powerful. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, I don't think Reeves really wanted to be there. He was like all business.
I think that's what he gets paid for. I think the difference in the fight is, like, he was holding his shoulder pad. He wasn't. When you hold on to somebody, Shelly, in a fight, it's usually holding the jersey.
Yeah,
you
you
get
can
some of his shoulder pad, and with that hand, you're pushing when they're punching, and you're pulling when you're punching.
Yeah.
It's like a car accident.
Yeah.
Physics.
Yeah.
But the fact that Lowry didn't just have his jersey, he had his fucking shoulder pad there too. So every time he was bringing Reeves in, he had full control of that punch. Every time he was
Yes.
pushing away, to dodge the punches, Reeves couldn't get anything on it.
Lowry went up a notch for a lot of people.
Lowry can fight. I don't think Reeves was expecting Lowry to have
I don't
the
think he
reach
was either.
on him too. And like he landed the best blow of that fight. I watched in slow motion. Lowry won it for sure. And as soon as Lowry did that, they were down a couple goals. Lowry did that. They came back. That was, I would say,
Turning point.
the Jets fantasy fuel turning point of the game.
I agree.
And there's nothing more to it.
That's it.
Connor came out huge again.
As he always does.
I don't know what's up with him, man. He might be one of the best players.
He's the best player I've ever seen here, and I've seen Howard, Chuck, and Solani, but Kyle Connor is the best player I have ever seen here. Ever.
Yeah.
Ooh, Shelley said it. About an American. It's true.
Yeah, and they still didn't have Perot in the middle after all those demonstrations of him being able to
You know,
tap the puck in the slot.
Perot went up a notch with me when he said what he said about playing here and how lucky he was and how grateful he was and how he would have never made the money. Hello, boys. The young guys out there who are hungry. Pirouette Perot said, I would never have made the money I had if I hadn't come to Winnipeg. If you young guys want to win, come here, but they'll pay you, but you got to stick around.
Man, did you hear about Ehlers not wanting to be on the first power play? Paul Maurice put him out there, and he asked to be delayed to the second power play. Have you ever known a player to want to drop to the second power play? First power play gets about a minute, minute and a half, minute 45 sometimes. Second power play gets 15 to 30 seconds. Is that an indication that he's more comfy driving the show himself? What does that say about his teamwork?
I think it means that he recognizes that he's got the tail end of the power play and the first 30 seconds after the penalty's over, when the team on the other side is in adjustment phase. He recognizes this, and that's when he's at his best. Speed. Yep.
Okay. That's fair, because I feel like when he's on the first power play, he's not really getting a lot of touches.
Agreed.
The position he's in, I don't think they're using him or his speed.
No.
If it was me, I wouldn't even have him on any power play. I'd just save his speed for 5-on-5. He's like a Grabner.
He's a one-man entry and exit.
Yes, he's a one-man wrecking show.
Yeah.
And that's what you keep him for. He's like a Michael Grabner. How does Grabner get all these short-handed goals? Because he's that fast. Why not put Ehlers on the penalty kill?
Oh,
and
good call.
Give him that opportunity to
take off on the D who don't expect it.
Or transitioning. He
Nice
can
call.
literally go down and score. He could score the most shorthanded goals in the league. Because I think he's better than Grabner. I think he's younger than Grabner. And I
think he's faster than McChicken. I think he's a faster
You're
skater.
fucking crazy if you think that. No clue how fast Nick is.
I love Ehlers. Come on.
Yeah, but let's be real here. We're not talking about McChicken. We're talking about Jets. McChicken is in his own little world. He's not compared to anything. McKinnon might touch that planet sometimes, but that's about it.
Wow, he's that good, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We don't
Come on, Nikolai. Make a liar out of me.
Comparing Ehlers to McDavid.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
good. Only in Winnipeg, Shelley the poet. Nikolai the Fly Guy Squealers. Yeah, I compared him to Connor McChicken. Because I still like Austin Matthews more than Connor McDavid.
A better release, but who would you rather have on your team?
Matthews.
Well, good thing you're not GM. Moving on to the New Jersey game. What do we think of it? We lost to the fucking...
It was ugly. It was an ugly...
They should have won the first game here, too. He sure had that really lucky goal, but he works for it.
That was ugly hockey.
And it was. The Devils aren't that good. The fact they played Blackwood is a good thing for the organization. Yeah. Schneider was good in Vancouver a little bit in the first year in New Jersey, and he's been shit ever since. They brought up Blackwood last year, their backup goalie, and he's been stealing the show. He's played exceptionally well to the point where he should be
number one. He should be number one. He played well against the Jets. Blackwood Beverages, another Winnipeg institution. He played well. Blackwood. He stole the game. Absolutely. Yeah.
I think it thrown a lot of people off to watching Little get injured with that shot. Ehlers, you're saying it was deflected.
I don't think it was. It was deflected up, but it was still going to be 2 feet wide. And then before overtime, Ehlers had the chance to end the game, and he missed the net. Hit the
yes, he did. I remember that
net.
He made that really nice play to get the high
and he
slot
missed
open,
the net,
and he didn't even get a rebound.
Wow. So
we were talking back at the beginning of the year about playoffs and why I didn't like him on my team for playoffs. Why he has 42 shots and no goals.
Hit the net.
Hit the fucking net.
You're right.
You're kidding me. Like the fact that you hit Little, who is fragile. He's fragile. Come back.
He hasn't been through a season.
Comes back for 3 games
and gets drilled with a puck in the head.
He must have the worst luck in the NHL, and it's so like everyone knows he's gonna get injured. So I think like we're putting that energy out there. We just don't know how. And today, like, how would you feel if you were Ehlers? Like, how do you even sleep tonight? Oh, just hit my teammate in the ear. It's no biggie. He just got 30 stitches at St. Boniface Hospital. No biggie. I'm going to go to bed fine tonight.
No, I think Nikolai takes it to heart. He probably thought, I fucked up again. Not going to happen again.
But do you think in the future, is he going to be afraid of taking the shots that he should be now? No. Because he hit someone in the head?
No.
Tell me that has to be in the back of your head.
No.
You're on a power play.
Not with Nikolai.
Someone's in front of the net.
Not with Nikolai. He's too disciplined.
So, are we safe to say you heard it here first on our podcast that he's going to hit someone else in the head? no, it's not even funny because I don't want this to happen.
I don't want it to happen either.
As somebody getting
That's
hurt
like
like
the
that,
Bufflin.
you cringe.
That's
and
like Bufflin.
you do cringe. But
Only
as
because
reckless-
I saw where this twisted mind was going.
that's why Ehlers is better when he's ahead of the play, not with the play. He destroys the play when he's with it. When he's ahead of it, he makes the play. Get somebody that can trail him or like keep up to that speed. But
What about putting Ehlers on the point on the first power play?
to hit someone else in the head in front of the net? No, thank you.
To handle the puck.
No, it's waste.
Okay, well, this is Shelley. He's out of here now.
No, it's a waste. Why would you not have Pionk or Roslovic who can pass like he can? Roslovic's our best passer. Put him on the point. It's easy, it's simple. Why not try it? Fuck. Like,
Yep.
do I have to like tweet out to Maurice here?
No.
Get some of our fans to tweet out to
Because
Maurice?
when he turns over the puck, he's a little lazy on the back check. Ehlers, not so much.
Okay, then don't turn it over. Just have
Then
a
put Ehlers
functional
out there
power
instead
play.
of Roslovic.
He's a PK all the way. I'm calling it now.
Maybe.
But
Roslovic is an underused player for sure.
yeah,
However, he needs to learn how to play in the neutral zone.
yeah, he's yeah. It's-
Turns over the puck all the time for no reason.
And just only play him on the power play then. You know what I mean? Like, but instead we're giving Bork all these minutes. And every time I talk about him, he ends up getting an assist or a goal, and everyone's like, oh, let's keep up, he's really good. And then they don't watch the whole game and realize how fucking horrible he is. Like, he's finishing his checks.
I'm 50-50 right now on Bork.
I know, but you were like 70-30 last time we talked. Like, that number keeps coming down every time we talk, and he's producing. That's the sad thing.
Only because of 3 obvious chances to get the puck out when he was killing a penalty, and because he couldn't move his feet, he seized up, he reached, and he's not 6'8", so when he reached, he missed the puck, and it was back in the zone. Oh,
Yeah.
ugly.
The only reason he scored that other goal is because Connor made the play. He took the puck away from after Bork lost it.
Yep.
Gave it back to Bork, and Bork scored.
Well, the Connor factor, when Connor's on your team, anybody can be a star.
Yep. Yeah, it's
I love that guy. He's a good Hall of Fame hockey player.
yeah.
We're lucky to have Kyle Connor and Laine.
Man, when do you think Little will be back?
Never.
Never.
Oh,
No, he'll be
time
back.
to retire.
He'll be back.
Time
20,
to retire.
20 games.
His wife's going to get to him and say, you know what? Why are you doing this? Buff just retired and he didn't have to get hurt at all.
Man, speaking of players being hurt, you saw that hit on the Ottawa-Boston game? Scott Sabor.
I have never liked David Backus. I used to call him, and still do, David Backstabus. His instinct to put up his stick to protect himself caused the injury. I don't like David Backus, so he's not...
That was a freak accident.
Nah, I don't know. Backus, it seems to follow him. I don't like him. Backstabus.
Well,
Sorry.
he's kind of like a Wilson. They don't really belong in the league. They just hurt people.
Yep.
Like, they're almost too big for the league. Like, at what point do you say that? Like, or do you make a rule that, say someone next year is 8'4"? It would never happen. But they're just destroying every nice player in the league. It's like,
I don't know.
at some point, but watching the play, honestly, I don't think he meant to do it. He was in the danger zone, Backus, about 2-3 feet from the board, so he had to brace himself. If he
It was
didn't,
instinct. Yeah, it was instinct. I get that.
if you're in that danger zone, you have to brace yourself or try leaning up against the boards. What he did was just kind of like try absorbing the hit, but apparently he got a concussion from that hit too, so he left the game too. That's why, like, when the other player was down, he was in tears. He looked all kind of over the place. I know, he's had many players hit him. He's hit people before. I think as soon as the other player hit him, he could tell that he just dropped, and the fact that the other player didn't even have the consciousness to save his fall was like super scary to see. Like, in my watching hockey, I've never really seen anything like that.
Watch the repeat of the re-hit of Nick Kyprios hitting Brent Ashton for the Jets. He hit him, clean hit apparently, from just as he turned around.
Well, clean
And
back then.
Ashton went
Shoulder
down,
to head, right?
His arms were to his side, and his whole body weight, he was knocked out before he hit the ice on his face.
Yeah.
And when he got up, he was bleeding out of his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his ears. I couldn't believe he wasn't dead. I never saw so much blood. It was sort of like that with this last one.
Yeah. It's hard to watch. Like, everyone kind of, like, after the game, or, like, after the hit, sorry, I feel like everyone kind of just, like, backed off a bit. Like, say a player's down like that for 10 minutes, everyone's like, holy shit, like, let's put this into realization that, like, we're not invincible. You can't just do that kind of shit and get away with it. So I think after that kind of couple of shifts, like, if you put your mindset into the hockey player and you ice the puck and he goes down, you're obviously taking off some of your hit. You do not want to hurt someone like that because that's in the back of your head. It's not just the Ottawa player. Everyone from Boston and Ottawa, you could tell, was definitely concerned about the player. All the fans, there's a bunch of people crying, like, just watching that happen. So, like, coming back into a game like that as a player, you're like, you're thinking,
Changed
holy shit,
everything
like,
changed.
I'm gonna take some off this. Maybe I'm not gonna finish this check. The first, like, imagine that this player's injured. Your next shift, you come out, you go and run a guy, and that happens. Like, dude, like, there's no way you'd be running or finishing your checks after that because it's in the back of everyone's head. So I think after that game, the contact level, the physicalness was just kind of depleted. Like, Chara wasn't even hitting anyone. It's fucking beast. Like, so
agreed.
So it's like, I think at some point
Shocked everybody.
It does, and at some point it's like, even though that player went to hit back us and he got the worst of it, it's like at some point it's like, hey guys, like, I know it's part of the game, but like at some point there's got to be like
we all feel bad.
And like, yeah. So I think it's too bad that happened, but like maybe for the league, for the next couple weeks or month or years, people will be like, you know what, we're gonna back off a bit because we don't really want to see that happen to anyone, let alone like the person getting hit or hitting. Like, I don't know. Lucic didn't seem to be too worried about it. Punched out Cole Sherwood for tapping his goalie
with a glove
with his glove on.
Knocked him out cold.
But when you're watching that play, you're thinking, like, if you're going into a goalie, and I know you're old school, Shelly, someone hits your goalie, you'd be the first one to punch him out.
Don't touch our goalie. Yep.
But if you're a player that's hitting or like trying to poke at the goalie, the puck after a play, why the fuck are you not bracing yourself? You don't think the punch is coming. You don't think the hit's coming.
You gotta protect yourself.
You're walking around like a chicken behind the net. Obviously, someone's gonna come and knock you out. Like, you just fucking like went after a goalie after the play. Obviously, you gotta brace yourself. The fact that he came in, hit the goalie, like gave him a little whatever after the play, and didn't expect someone to come in and knock your ass out. It's your fault that you got knocked out like that. Yep. Lucic got 2 games. I don't care. He's playing like shit. Obviously, that trade-off for him and Neil is not working out for the Calgary end of it. No. Neil already has like 8 or 9 power play goals. The trade-off, it wasn't there. So I think Lucci's just trying to bring this presence of, you know what, I'm the tough guy now again. If you want to poke my goalie, this is what's going to happen. Yep. If you want to touch my player, this is what's going to happen.
I'm actually okay with it. Actually, I think Calgary is going to surprise a few people.
It is. I do like the old school nature of the hockey, and this is where it comes back to the game. Where why do people not poke the goalie after the whistle? Because you're gonna get fucked up. It's a known thing. So if we didn't have that,
that's why we missed Sherratt. Sherratt didn't even have to hit a guy. He would say, as the guy was skating, "Don't even fucking think about it."
Yeah,
that's the D.
Yeah,
don't even think about going near my goalie.
Yeah,
when you have a goalie that well protected, it's funny how many games you win.
Yeah, or like I'm surprised that like Edmonton would have traded like for somebody like that. It just doesn't really belong. Like, and if you wanted, you have McDavid on your team. Why would you not keep Lucic to protect him? Like, the fact they got rid of him, it doesn't make sense. Do you need goals from Neil? No. You need more goals, and you need to keep McDavid healthy, knowing that if anyone hits him, a late hit, anyone that does anything like that, Lucic will clean it up.
Maybe they felt Cassian was the answer.
Yeah, I like him. He's good. Any interview, he just talks about his mom the whole time. He's a mama's boy. I like him. He's old school.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's old school, man.
But he is tough.
He's like water boy.
And Vancouver let him go.
All right, well, we're gonna head out for now.
It's time to play some pool.
Yeah. All right. Alrighty. Cheers.
Cheers.